The Christmas special of Broadcast Show Live. We're going to have a fun, slightly mad, packed show for the next hour or so. Something tells me we might run over slightly, so stick with us, because we will be announcing throughout the show the winners of the Facebook competition that we've been running. You will hear that sound, and when you hear that sound, we will be bringing out the Christmas hat of choice, which we'll be placing on the head of the drawer to draw a prize or a winner for each of the individual prizes that hopefully most of you have entered. Of course, we've got some great guests as well. We've got Mike Leach from Workstation Specialists, and he's going to be on first and showing us some of the latest workstation solutions for video editing and color correction, all sorts of stuff. We've then got Alistair from VideoSys, who's going to be talking about their wireless camera solutions. And then Richard from Global Distribution, who's going to be talking about Atomos products and some very cool Thunderbolt products that are coming out as well. So make sure you stay tuned. Well, we are off on the roller coaster of this Christmas show. First up, before we get into any of the prize draws, let's have a chat with Mike Leach. Hiya, Mike. Hi. Now, a little while ago, we did 5, I think, short shows about specialist workstations, what you should look at.
Yeah, different parts of a desktop,
absolutely.
That sort of stuff.
Now, we're going to give an overview of those 5 shows, all of which can be found obviously on online, the Broadcast Show website. They're under the review section, so if you want to go and have a look under the review section, and you'll find those shows there. But meanwhile, we're going to have a look at why it's important to have a correctly spec'd workstation. Yeah. So for start, tell us what we've got here, Mark.
Well, say obviously when we discussed on the 5 shows before, with obviously desktop, various different CPU, memory, graphics, hard disk, what's important, what's not, what mixes and what doesn't. But obviously we didn't really touch on laptops, so we have a range of mobile workstations as well. Workstation being obviously the key there, is that they're a little bit different from your average sort of standard notebook or cheap laptop essentially. They're built for high-end sort of DV use, video editing, stereo work, color correction, which can all be done essentially on the fly. So
okay, so we're talking about a laptop here that can, in some respect, replace your desktop for doing a lot of these.
Almost a desktop replacement, essentially.
Right.
So they're not the thin, ultra light sort of ultra books that you see advertised around on the TV at Christmas, but essentially they're a powerful, reasonably light mobile workstation that can essentially replace the majority of desktop systems that customers may have. Right.
So I mean, obviously, as you say, we looked at the big workstations that you can max out to incredible performances. Why would somebody want a workstation laptop?
Well, obviously, people essentially say shooting on location. Obviously, the ability of having a mobile solution. Desktops are great. We do solutions with carry cases and sort of large sort of secure carry brackets, so people can take them anywhere. But they're big. They're 15, 20 kilos in weight. They're not really suited. And if you're doing sort of smaller sort of broadcast shows, and obviously you're moving around from locations, and having a laptop can essentially it can save you a lot of hassle and weight, and just so much easier to rack up anywhere. You can almost start filming within minutes, or rather than with hours, I suppose. Right. So obviously, with the high performance connectivity options for storage and Wi-Fi and 3G, that people just want to be able to work from the multiple locations, maybe edit at a different location, work from home, satellite offices, that sort of stuff. It is becoming a more and more popular option for clients, I guess. Right.
So not many people are going to be able to see them. Actually, we've got a poll cam above us. I wonder, does the poll cam see the screen? If we'll get that lined up, see whether you might need to do it. Should we do a little bit of adjustment here? A little bit of color is going to be off. So we've got a laptop here, and this is running Premiere. Now we're not going to see it too well on the screen, but what we have got is the output from this. So people should see the video output when we hit play and things if we want to. Now normally I know I'm a Premiere user. I know it supports hardware graphics acceleration.
It can do,
and you normally spec up a massive PC with NVIDIA Quadra cards in there and things like that. So how does that work with a laptop? What sort of hardware is this having there to allow us to do that?
Very similar to the desktop. So this laptop in particular has very high-end Core i7 CPU.
Yep.
So it has a very fast clock speed. It has 4 cores, 8 threads, so it can do a lot of CPU activity on single or multi-threaded. It's got 32 gigabytes of RAM. So it's the maximum this laptop can support, so still a very large amount of memory. It has CPU graphics for less intensive tasks, so outside of your DV or your creative workflow, it can use CPU graphics to give you great battery life. And then when your Power Apps essentially launch, it runs dedicated NVIDIA GPU. So this is particularly running a NVIDIA Quadro K5000M, which is currently the fastest and most powerful dedicated professional GPU. And we've paired this with solid-state hard disk storage and all sort of all the bells and whistles that would normally associate with a DV workflow. So what this laptop does, essentially, when you start to invoke the Mercury playback engine from within Premiere, it launches the Quadro graphics as being a powered GPU, and then all the GPU-accelerated features like the warp stabilizers, the color corrections are all done on the GPU, giving you very, very fast, almost real-time feedback. So you can play back things in the timeline without having to sort of re-render in preview, so it makes you a lot more productive and efficient.
So I'm noticing that on this timeline here, we've got some what looks like P2 footage come in here, and we've got various layers on. So we've got some adjustment layers. Now, normally I know, I do this on one of my laptops, and if I do this, I get a red bar across the top here, which basically means we won't see it too well on here. But normally you get on Premiere, folks, you get a bar across here that's saying it's not going to be able to render it in real time.
Exactly, you get a very stuttery.
Yeah, you get a stuttery. You start losing frames. You have to drop the quality of the playback when to be able to get some kind of view. And then it has an orange one, which means some of it's okay, but it's not really working. And then of course you get green, which basically is telling you that you're going to get full frames per second.
Rate, yeah, exactly.
Now I'm noticing on this laptop that we've got an adjustment layer here, which is doing a 3-way color corrector and some sharpening. We've got a logo that's overlaid on the top from another track, and then we've got the title overlaid, and then on the actual footage itself, we're running a warp stabilizer as well. So obviously this had some shake on it, which they want to put out. Now I know that if you do, certainly that you start layering those up, you're going to struggle.
Definitely.
And certainly on a laptop, you would expect this to struggle. But I can see here, you won't see it on the camera, but I can see here that we've got a green line.
Most people appreciate that if you move it to a mobile platform, you're going to get a drop in performance, or you have to sort of model your workflow slightly differently. And this essentially will allow you to basically you operate. Your mind's still in desktop mode, I guess. You don't operate any differently than you would on a powerful desktop system.
So well, let's play this. If we can cut to the feed, hopefully we should see. Yeah, we've got a band on here. So this is coming straight out of the laptop. So if I hit off the timer, if I hit play, it's only a short clip, but we are, from what we're, obviously you're watching a streaming version of this as well, but we're getting full frames, no juddering. We've set this to full quality output, and it's doing the stabilizer, and it's you can scrub backwards and forwards in it. If we can switch back to the output, thanks guys. We can scrub up and down. This is probably going to. There we go. Look at that. See, perfect.
But so this isn't even taxing this particular hardware. So I mean, this particular GPU's got 4 gigabytes of memory. It has over 1,500 GPU CUDA cores. So you could double up the number of layers you have on there. You can bring in a much higher resolution footage. You can add multiple different effects, and it doesn't stress it whatsoever. Now
I know that normally, if you want to look at let's have a look at something like a MacBook Pro, which people start thinking of as a high-end.
Yeah, it's the de facto option, I guess, isn't it?
If let's talk brass tacks here, money-wise. I mean, this is specialised. This is designed for people who want to do colour correction using something like DaVinci Resolve. We want to do editing on the fly with correction, not just sort of quickly proof what they've done. What are we looking at a laptop like this?
Well, this model with every possible option, ticking top-end CPU graphics, money, no object spec, you're looking at around £3,500.
Right.
But £1,500 of that is the GPU. Now that's an ultra high-end GPU with 4 gig memory. We do other models of the GPU that have 2 gig or a slightly smaller number of CUDA cores. So if your workflow isn't hugely intensive in terms of the number of effects you have, we could drop you down to a 2 gig graphics card that would save you £1,000. So £2,500 sort of market, which is is still much less than what you'd pay for a top spec MacBook Pro.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, you spec out a 17-inch Retina MacBook Pro with the solid-state discs, and obviously not the same graphics performance as you get on this. You're going to get close to that sort of money.
Easily.
And okay, it's silver, but it's not going to do the job.
Well, I mean, the Mac Pro is.
Did you hear that?
It's a fantastic looking product. You know, it's limited. So this particular model has a full width keyboard, and the production models now have a backlit keyboard, obviously, so you can work in dimmer light. Full 1080p resolution display. We do a matte screen option if you want better color accuracy. Some people are not obviously keen on the glossy effect, but we have Bluetooth, the high-end wireless. It's got a 2-megapixel webcam for video conferencing. Fingerprint secure reader, so you can secure data. USB 2, USB 3, FireWire, Onkyo supported speakers. So you know, as a mobile product, it's pretty much everything you'd ever need, really.
Right, I'm getting ho-ho-hos in my ear.
Right.
Which means we have to do the first of the 5 draw before. I have to put this, folks, is the Christmas hat of choice. Those who are going to draw these winners out must win the hat. I have just been chucked a bag full of. If you don't mind, sir, Mike can do the first one. We're going to do the object matrix competition first. In here, we have all the entrants. Now, we're a little bit, there you go, you can see them all in here. We are a little bit fixated with Peli cases. So to make it fair, we are going to drop all the names into a Peli case. This is going to happen on every single one. Make sure it's empty. Yes, it is. Okay, we're going to close the Peli case. I'm going to shake.
You're going to throw it off the building?
I was tempted to throw it off the building, but I've been told it's already been done.
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay, so,
right,
Mike, with your eyes closed, we have a camera overhead. Pick one out for me. Okay, I'm going to lock this so no one else gets in the way. What do we have? We have a winner. We have, let's see, where are you? Let's have a look. Can we have somebody on this camera just so we can see? If I hold that up, get it in focus. Right, what do you reckon? That's Andy McLeod. Andy McLeod, if you are watching, you have just won the USB fob and the T-shirt from Object Matrix. So congratulations. I'm going to write on the back of this what you want.
Can I take my silly hat off now?
Well, all right, and you can take your silly hat off. They're so... Not the Christmas spirit. I'm going to put that hat on.
Green's not my colour.
It's not your colour.
Should have been red.
It's TV Bay Green. Yeah. Okay, so congratulations, Andy. You've won the first prize, which is the Object Matrix prize. And I'm writing that you've won that on the back of this for you. Where are we? I can't see a tally light. There we go. We're there? We're there. Who knows? This will be winging its way to you very shortly, or certainly the Object Matrix kit will be. I'm going to give this to Simon. We are quickly going to move on to the next draw while we're here. While I've got you, and then we'll talk a little bit more. We are going to do. You've got to wear it again. We're going to do the AutoScript fleece and T-shirt, which is currently being tipped into the. Where's the fleece and T-shirts gone? Is this them here? Here we go. Here they are, just to prove. We have fleeces. We have T-shirts. These could be on their way to you very shortly. We have a Peli case, which I'm shaking again. And Mike will do another draw for us.
Use a different hand this time.
Different hand, just to be fair.
Trading standards.
Yeah. Here we go. We have. This looks like. I can't pronounce the surnames. Chris Avison. Chris Avison, if you are watching, there you go. If you're watching, you have just won the AutoScript fleece and T-shirt. So congratulations. This is coming. They will be on their way to you momentarily. Let me write down on the back of this. Just to make sure. Congratulations. That is coming your way. There we go, sir. And that over, sir. It's going to get messy. I can tell it's going to get messy today. Move that over there. He's not in the chat room. Somebody's just checking to see if he's in the chat room. There obviously will be a lot more prizes coming along throughout the show. Mike, so before we got rudely interrupted by the ho-ho-ho.
It's all right.
And I want to keep talking to you for a while because at least
Can I
you've still
take
got the hat on.
Go on, I'll leave the hat
Keep
on.
the hat on.
Because it's green. Go
It's
on.
green. So laptops like this are immensely powerful.
Yeah,
You can take your editing suite with you with something
Yeah.
like this. If people want to look at speccing one of these up with you, whereabouts can they go to contact
Go to
you
our
guys?
website, workstationspecialist.com.
Yep.
We've got full product details of every product, not just the laptops, the desktops as well.
Yep.
We've got online performance scores running things like video and 3D editing and 3D rendering scores
Right.
as well. So you can compare it against maybe the hardware you have.
Yep.
And you can configure a spec online and we can send you across details, take things further.
Brilliant, Mike.
Free phone sales, telephone number, or they can catch us on Facebook
Yep.
or Twitter, which is just @WSpecialists.
Brilliant. Now, obviously, again, we did those 5 videos, which is definitely worth people watching.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it highlights. We did some quite good demonstrations of what differences are highlighted.
Why you need
Yeah.
a CPU, why you need a
Yeah.
graphics. They're all worthwhile, just for reference for
Yeah,
future.
absolutely. So worth going to have a look at those. In the meantime, Mike, thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Appreciate you
Merry
pulling
Christmas.
out the
Ho ho ho.
the ho 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 indeed. Can I take the hat off you, sir?
No, I want it now. I'll keep it.
Shocking. So that's Mike. Mike, thank you.
Right, no problem.
Oh, there it goes again. So meantime, as Mike moves off, he's going to take his mic off, and that's what you can hear in the background because they haven't muted him. But that's okay. We don't mind. What do we got next? We have the Pelly case. Okay. If I could ask Matt at some point to switch over those cables we talked about earlier. In here we have people from the Pelly case competition. Does this need to be emptied? I don't want to pick them from there. So we'll empty the old ones out. Oh, I must put the Christmas hat of choice on. There's the Christmas hat of choice. Okay. Thank you. We have an empty one. Make sure we got everybody. No, one in there, you see. This is why we check. Right. Here we go. Okay, looks like I'm doing this one. We have. Oh, there he is. Keep looking to where the poll cam is. I've no idea. Okay. Here we go. Stuck together. This one. Mr. Richard Gott. Here we go. Mr. Richard Gott. You, sir, who is constantly out of focus, I think, at the moment. There, that. Yep, just want to make sure people could see. There you go. Richard Gott, you have got yourself, and I will show you. Let me put that down there. Oh. This little baby. It's the i1075 hardback case from iPad. I'm just going to ask Luke, who is currently on the switcher, do we have the Apple TV feed now, by any chance? Or is it? Yes, we do. We don't have that, though. Let's go. We have. So it's one of these. I'll send it up to you. Hopefully I'm getting on any minute now. Of course, the Pelly Products website is going very slow. No, that's not the Pelly Products. There's no point showing it at the moment. Show me. I'll show it on here. So here we go. This is it here. You can put your iPad in it. You can put all the versions of iPad 2, the new iPad, which is now the old iPad, or the iPad 3 and the iPad 4. It's got airtight seals all around it. I'm not going to take it out because we're also going to send it over to you, so we don't want to do that. It's your typical Pelly case quality product, and all sorts of foams and things you can put in there. You fit all your iPads, or if you haven't got an iPad, I think you can even put little netbooks in there as well. So, Richard Gott, congratulations. You have got yourself one of these. And we will send it out. We'll make sure we pack it up properly for you. I better write your name on it. So we know it's for you. There we go. Congratulations. Let me move this over here, give this to Simon. There you go, sir. Right, what are we going to do next? We've got another prize draw coming up. Let's get and do that. We have a load of prize draws to do, so we're going to get through them as quickly as we can throughout the show. Otherwise, we'll all end up with them piled on top of each other. The next one we've got is a microphone. Yeah, as if by magic. Which is this one. It's the MXL USB condenser mic. This has been donated by Cash Media. Thank you for them. They help us out a lot. They give us, let us use monitors, and we've got our 7D, which we'll be showing you later. And so that'll be what this next prize draw is. Simon is just getting it ready as we speak. So obviously this is a USB mic. USB mics, if you don't know, plug straight into your laptop or computer. You don't have to worry about going through mixers or anything like that. So you get a nice, clean quality mic. Comes in a nice case. I'm going to open it up so you can see everything you need. They even provide you with the USB cable. The mic's in there. It's a nice, large condenser type microphone. So if you want to do voiceovers or something like that on your videos, could be just the thing for you. And if you've entered the competition, now's the time when you might find out if you've won it. Let's have a go. Pearly case. Names are in there. Give it a shake. I'm going to get hot in a minute into this. Oh, start to get it. Okay, here we go. This one. We have, I think it might even be a double-barrel surname, Gareth Watkins Martin, I think that is, from A Africa channel. So let me go, there we go. Gareth, you have won yourself an MXL USB microphone, courtesy of Cash Media. Well done. Let me put this out the way again. Oh. It's amazing how hot you get in the Christmas hat of choice. MSL USB mic. Gareth, that is coming your way. Let me pass this over here. Right, let me just, should we make some space for our next guest? So before we move on to any more, let's have a chat with Alistair here. So, that's it. So, Alistair, hello and welcome.
Hello. Merry Christmas.
And to you, sir. That's the spirit.
There we go.
Alistair, let's have a little chat about obviously what you're showing here today. But obviously, people won't know necessarily who VideoSys are. So first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself and VideoSys, and then we'll go about everything that we're showing here.
Yeah, sure. VideoSys is we're a small company based in the UK. We are the UK distributor for Cobham wireless technology products, video transmitters and such. We also make our own systems designed in the UK, which are camera control systems and RF over fibre solutions. But here today, I've brought the Cobham kit with me, which is the wireless HD video transmitter and receiver.
Right. So obviously, some people would have heard about these RF transmitters, and some people may have heard of Cobham, some people may have not, and they've probably got visions of these great big units stuck on the back of cameras, really heavy receiver kit and things like you need.
The technology has moved on a lot. I mean, I started in this 12 years ago with Formula One, and we were in the analog days, and analog was very complicated because you had to have line of sight between your transmitter and your receiver, so it took manpower. You're always pointing the antennas and make sure, and analog had its own issues. But very quickly, in the sort of early 2000s, digital technology came along, and that's made everything a lot more manageable, a lot better, really. Certainly in the SD domain. And then, of course, HD came along, and everyone had to up their game a bit, and we took a little while to catch up, really. HD cameras were around for a little bit longer than before you could sort of transmit them wirelessly.
Yep.
Eventually that's all caught up now. But of course, like you say, the kit is now, and certainly Cobham's kit is very lightweight, very easy to use, very easy to set up, and it's sort of it sort of changed the game a little bit. It's very powerful systems. It's mainly we're talking about sort of outside broadcast applications here, or inside studios with Steadicams and such. So
I mean, we talked about obviously it's not this huge, bulky, certainly Cobham equipment, isn't it? Looking at it, we've got one stuck on. We've got a HM750 camera. We're going to see if we can pull this in, and we've got one on the back of it.
Yeah, this is our ENG camera, basically our ENG transmitter. That's so that just clips directly on the back of any sort of any IDX or whatever sort of camera plate you have. That clips on the back of that. You can then put your batteries on the back of that. It'll take a embedded audio signal. It'll take HD, SDI, pretty much any flavour you want. And that's essentially it. I mean, we have smaller versions of transmitters, which are here for other applications. If you don't need to bolt it onto the back of a camera, then you can use them in helicopters or whatever you want. And of course, these are all governed by how much power, how the distance you want to go is really governed by the power that you want to use and the antennas and such. So you can add on amplifiers and different antennas to send it further. But the range is something that someone always asks. And with a system like this in its current setup, with a couple of just simple antennas, you're going to get half a mile to a mile, line of sight, depending. But the beauty of the digital technology now is that sometimes you can go around corners, you can go through football tunnels, or but you don't guarantee that. But that's certainly something that you never could get.
Yeah, I mean, we noticed this afternoon when we were playing this one. Now you've got this set to low power because we're in a very small compact studio. But you could walk out to the room next door and there's a wall there, and it was fine.
Yes, of course. And we could walk out to the car park and such, and there's no problem. We haven't done anything special here. We've just put a couple of. This is the other thing I want to talk about is the receivers, basically. That's it. I mean, that's the antenna there, and that's it. You just need two of these up in a stadium, up in the gantry or whatever, and that's it. They took a BNC out. The BNC, then you have to get it out the stadium, of course, but that's where our fibre system comes into play, or however you need to do that. But then you can now sort of rig this all in 5 minutes with a backpack rather than like before, like carrying it all up the top of the gantry or whatever. It's all been designed to be very sort of lightweight and easy to use.
So you mentioned briefly earlier on about the fibre system. Now you obviously you sell the Cobham kit, but you also create effectively additional kit you can use with
we had stuff that complements. I mean, it works with a lot of other RF systems, but we built it to complement the Cobham kit. So what that means is you have this box here sitting in your outside broadcast truck or wherever you need the signal to come out. You can then we put another box there with a SIMT fibre or any sort of fibre you want to put in ST or whatever. That will then bring the signal back, the RF signal back from however far away you want to go, really. And the special thing about R1 is it also carries the data for the camera control, which is something else we produce, which we're quite proud of. The camera control that we produce is different to the thing that has been on the market for the last sort of 15, 20 years, in that you can use the manufacturer's OCP. So you can use your Sony, your Panasonic, you can use that RCP, and you can actually chain 4 of them together into one system, so the UHF. Goes flying out of one system, so you only need one transmitter, cutting down costs and such.
So you can have the cameras miles away if you want to.
Pretty much, you still have control. The special thing about ours is it doesn't require a return data path, which might be getting a bit complicated for people, but the data path on other systems has to come back through the transmitter. If the camera breaks up, you lose control. You lose iris control and the color control. Whereas with our system, that doesn't happen. You will always have that control. Brilliant. So we're quite proud of that.
Yeah. Now we've obviously been using it here, and we're quite impressed with it. Certainly, with especially with the size and the fact you can put it on. People used to think you used to have to be on a big camera to have one of these, but now something with a V-lock on back. Can you fit them onto other type of battery packs?
Yeah, you can make different battery plates or just put converters in the way. It's not special at all. But we are actually looking next year at building one. One should be coming out, which is going to even be half the size of this. Wow. So that's got other applications then. It'll be full HD, all singing, all dancing, but also you can then you're looking at things like ref cams where you've got them hidden on
Sure.
covert
Yep.
sort of applications
Yep.
there, and that should be out sort of sometime in the near future, hopefully.
Chat room, I've asked about what sort of frequency and band does this system use?
The frequency, you can put it on, you can go to, this one here is on the 2G, we can have 3G or 7G, which is what they're trying to push the broadcasters up to, really.
Yeah.
And there's still a lot of space down in the 2G, and it seems to be a safe option.
Yeah.
There's problems when you go up to the 7G. 7G is more good for distance, but
Yeah.
not so good for bouncing around corners, as we sort of say.
Yeah.
So most of the ones are still in the 2G.
And I'm going to test you here. Do you know what frequency that is? Is that megahertz? As in
Yeah, sorry, it's 2.2.
2.2.
Yeah, 2.285 is a
Gotcha.
common one that
Yep.
Ofcom will
Right.
license to you.
Yeah. So basically, but you can have them in the 2G, 3G,
Yeah,
7G.
what happens, you buy
specify.
them in whatever frequency you want. Because Cobham are primarily a military make, they actually do pretty much any spectrum you want. But obviously, in broadcasting, we're only allowed to use certain ones. So we'll only sell you those, unfortunately.
Yeah, no problem. Now, I've just heard the ho, 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 which
Excellent.
means in a minute we're going to do a prize draw. But if people wanted to get a demo of this kit, see it in action,
Yeah, no problem.
how can we do that?
Well, if they go to the website, which
Yep.
is videosys.tv,
Yep.
just give us a call, give us an email, and one of the team will be more than happy to come along, show it to you, demonstrate it.
Brilliant.
It's no problem at all.
Certainly impressive, I have to say. Alistair, thank you. I'm going to give you the Christmas hat of choice to put
Excellent.
on. It is your turn. What are we going to do? It looks like we are doing... Am I correct in saying this is the Rode microphone? Yes, it is the Rode microphone. Do we have a Rode microphone here? I don't think we do we? It's not been sent to us yet. Let me show you what we're talking about. If we can switch over to the Apple TV, there we go. We are talking about a Rode NTG2, which is, of course, one of these shotgun mics that you can put on top of your camera or on top of a boom pole. Let me make sure we got everyone. Oh, no, still more. This one seems to be quite popular. I'm going to crouch down because I suddenly realised that when I'm standing up, all you can see is my ears downwards. Right, we've got everybody here. Just give me a second. We'll give this a shake. Could have chosen something lighter, but... Right, Alistair. Eyes closed. Hand in. We have one. Brett Allen. Well, we're on this one. Brett Allen, who's the owner of Edit Point, if I can read backwards. There we go. That is you. Congratulations, sir. You have won yourself a Rode NTG microphone. Let me write your name on that. Excellent. Now, let's get this one over here. I think we've got... I'll give that to Simon. He's working harder than he normally works all day, having to do all this. We're going to do one more when we got you here.
Okay.
Right. We have got, and hang on, there's the ones for this. A brilliant one from Editor's Keys. That nearly hit the pole cam. That was a good shot. This is the portable vocal booth. Where are we? I'm going to sit down on this. That's it. I like that shot. That's a good one. Are we on? We're on that one. In case you don't know, if you ever want to do yourself a little bit of a voiceover and you haven't got a nicely treated room, these are brilliant. You can put your mic in front of it and you get that nice dead sound. Makes it much clearer, higher quality, better production value. But you are not just getting the vocal booth, you are also getting the USB mic that goes with it as well. So yeah, we spoke about a USB mic before. Again, you can plug this straight into your computer. If you are in Premiere or Final Cut or Avid or something like that, you can literally plug this straight in and do a VO over the top, straight onto the timeline. Everything here's here that you need. You get a lovely clean signal, no echo, no bounce. It's brilliant. Very impressive. Thank you very much to Editor's Keys for letting us give one of these away. It's been quite a popular one, I think. Let's put this down here. the pelly case. I thought he was going to chuck it then. I was really worried. At some point, he's going to snap closed and take my hand off, I'm sure. Here we go. Ed's keys. Put those in there, make sure I've got them all. Oh, there's one, see, stuck. That's the lock. Okay, here we go. Oh. Give it a go.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Carl McCoy. Here we go, Carl McCoy. You have won yourself a portable sound booth and an accompanying USB mic from Editor's Keys. Congratulations. Let me write down that you've won it on the back. And I'm sure you'll have much fun with that one. That goes there. If I can pass that to Simon as well. Brilliant. Alistair, thank you very much
No problem
for coming
at all.
on. Again, just remind us of the website where people can find out information about you and your kit.
www.videosys.tv. And yeah, give us an email or a call and we'd be happy to answer any RF questions for you.
Brilliant. Alistair, thank you very much for
problem
coming
at
on.
all.
I'm going to take the Christmas hat of choice off you.
Thank you
As soon
very
as
much.
that is moved from your head, you are free to go, my friend.
Excellent.
We shall move on. Just as Alistair makes his way off to the green room to stuff his face full of pizza and Coke, let us remind you of something that we normally do every month on Broadcast Show Live. Now, today is our Christmas show, and it's a happy day. Let's face it, today is the happy Christmas show day. We are wearing silly hats. We are giving prizes away. But alas, the Pelly case is no more. And if you didn't know, you just need to, what happens, you need to go and have a look.
Bah! Humbug!
Bang! Humbug. Indeed. You need to go and have a look at our YouTube channel or Broadcast Show and have a look what has happened to our Pelly case. But the Pelly case 1600 that we were tested to destruction is no more. And we just had to do a little tribute to that Pelly case. So have a look at this. Four, 3, 2, 1, go! There it is. It's hit the ground. Really is a bit of stick-on plastic that you put your name on. Let's have a look inside. My picnic! We're going to slow down, have a look. Please tell me you got that. Alas, it is no more. The end of the Pelly Case 1600. What can I say? It did well. It did extremely well, but in the end, it met its match with some explosives, shall we say. We have no idea what we're going to do some tests on next. If you have any ideas, you can tweet us at BroadcastShow, or you can email us, info@BroadcastShow. Oh, there it is again. This Father Christmas, he's everywhere. But if you've got an idea of what it is that you want us to test, or do some tests on, or anything, or blow up, or chuck in water, stamp on, drive a tank over it, you name it. We're game, so give it a shot. Let us know, and we'll try something out. But the Pelly Case was quite impressive, I have to say. Let's go and do a few more prizes before we... Thank you very much. Before we do any more interviewing and chatting about things. Right, we have this little baby. I'm useless at one of these, but there we go. It's the AutoCue Motion Pro Camera Stabilizer. And this has been set up by me very quickly, and therefore I have done it completely wrong. I would like to point out that you won't be getting the 7D, but it is the stabilizer that is underneath it that you will be getting. So you can mount something like this on, or small cameras on it, and of course keep it stable. And this, I've got to be careful because this camera on the top has been loaned again by Cash Media, so we don't want to damage it. But so there we go. Gives you that nice stable. You can move it along. That's right. Keep it along that, and off you go. And you've got all the weights, all the adjustments, exactly as you would expect. Has a really nice gimbal. You can adjust it forwards and backwards, left and right, up and down. Multiple mounting points as well, so you can put your camera anywhere you want. It really is good. It folds up nicely, quickly, and yeah, a fine piece of kit. So let's put this down out the way here. Comes with everything you need. Here is another Pelly 1600 case. I assume we haven't raised the other one from the dead. Let's put this one in. This was funnily enough, a popular one as well. Yeah. That's it. That's everybody. All right, here we go. Right, here we go. Just wanted to make sure. Yes, yes. Simon's all ready to go for it then, and then I shook it again. Here we go. This is the one. Make sure it's not stuck. We have Matt Lynn. Let me, there we go. Zoom in on that. Matt Lynn. Congratulations. It is a fine, fine prize. There you go. Bullseye in focus as well. Matt Lynn, congratulations. You have won your AutoCue Motion Pro. I'm somewhat jealous. And when you can set it up properly, which I can't, by the way, which is why it looks rubbish when I was doing it, but it is very easy to set up and just take a little bit more than the 3 minutes that we did. It's absolutely solid as a rock. Motion Pro, and is built beautifully, I have to say. It is a work of art in construction. There we go. Let's give that. We're going to get that swapped out. We have loads. Where are we? There we go. We've got loads of prize draws, so we're just going to go straight on to another one quickly before we move on. Let's go and talk. Here it goes. This one here. We are talking about the Lieback LS22 DV tripod. If we pull up the Apple TV feed, you will see a picture of it, because I haven't got it here. It's going to come straight to you from Lieback or Ianero, who have kindly donated this prize. Really nice tripod. Make sure we got everybody. There we go. Oh, I thought there was somebody left. Nope. Make sure they're not stuck together. There we go. Ooh. Done this in 3D, shouldn't we? There we go. I would have been so cool in 3D. Right, I have one. Jordan Cushion, Director of Photography, jordancushing.com. Congratulations, Jordan. You've got yourself a tripod to put your camera on. All yours. That will be on its way. We will let them know where to send it. Or we'll contact you anyway, and then you can tell us where to send it. back. Brilliant. Right, let me just go and make sure I haven't missed anybody. I haven't. Let's give this to Simon. Whew. I'm going to have a sip of water before we get chatting. We have loads more to come, so stay tuned. Prizes are getting bigger and bigger. And one of them we're going to talk about with Richard from Global Distribution. Hello, Richard.
Hello.
You are sitting like on the other side of the world.
I know.
from me.
I should shimmy
Why
this
don't
way
you
a bit.
shimmy in a bit?
The chair has clearly moved backwards.
It clearly has been. People, as the show goes
they
on,
come
people
and
feel
go.
as though they need to move further and
Exactly.
further away from the madness that is me and my hat of Christmas choice.
Christmas choice. Good hat.
It's a good hat, that. Richard, thank you for coming on.
Welcome.
You're from Global Distribution.
That's great.
First of all, tell us about Global Distribution, because they won't know if they don't.
So Global Distribution are a UK-based distributor that distributes EMEA-wide and works with a network of resellers through that region. We basically specialise traditionally in data storage products, so storage for editing on, sharing media on, archiving, backing up. But we've sort of moved into sort of asset management, acquisition, things like that now as well. So pretty much anything within the rich media market, from shooting digital content in the field and acquiring that, backing it up, securing it, archiving it, managing it, bringing it back, editing it, putting it through that whole production post-process to then broadcasting that out and retaining it sort of long term. So that's really what we do.
Right. What I also noticed that you do is some Atomos kit.
Yes,
you brought some along.
that is correct. So Atomos, they are a Australian-based company with offices worldwide. Most of your viewership probably know who they are. Some of them may indeed already use some of their field recorders, such as the Samurai. Basically, what I'm here to talk about today is the Connect. So this is Atomos' new range of converters, of which we have two. There is a S2H, whichever camera it is.
I think we're going to go to that one now.
So we're on Simon's camera. So the S2H, which is a basically an 3G HD SDI to HDMI converter. We also do an H2S model, which is an HDMI to, again, 3G HD SDI converter. It's basically a very, very small and compact converter. One of the big differences about this compared to other competitive converters that people will be used to using, such as sort of Blackmagic, Archer, people like that, we basically have an internal battery. So on its own, this unit can be powered in the field for up to an hour, just like that, without any additional power requirements. We then support battery power. So we have a unique continuous power system, which we've basically brought in from the our field recorders as such. So the Atomos field recorders, both the Samurai and the Ninja 2, both use cyclical continuous power systems. So there's no loss of power in the field. We've done the same thing with a converter. So that internal battery will actually charge from an external power source, whether that be a battery, D-tap adapter, sort of like a 12-volt DC travel adapter, or an AC mains 9-volt power supply as well. So then should this battery fail or come off during use, for example, the converter will continue to switch to its internal battery. At any time, you have a battery indicator, so it will show you that I've got a full battery. That would indicate down essentially to a red level. When it gets very low, it will start to flash to say you're now on critical. So the idea is if you're just needing to convert in the field to do anything you like, essentially, you're never going to run out of power because you can see if something's moving. If this battery's dead, you can take it off. You've then got an hour's lead time to switch a battery or power source. So that's one of the key features of it. You can also notice that it's NP designed top and bottom.
I was going to say it looks like a battery at the bottom.
Exactly.
The other side.
So there's two reasons for this. The first is that we can actually tag it onto our field recorders. So say, for example, with the Atomus Samurai field recorder, we have an SDI input and output. If we wanted to add a HDMI feed to that, for example, you can essentially stick your converter onto the back of that, piggyback it on, and then obviously loop all your cabling through to do whatever you need to do. So that's one reason that it's stackable. You can also create a converter stack with these. So if you need to just do a mass conversion, if you have up to 6 of these, you can stick them on top of each other and use them as a single converter block off a single power source as well. So you can have all of your I/O going in and out of the unit, single power source on top. So ultra handy in the field.
It is literally a fix it for you in the field.
All events.
And it is small, and it does other things like you can get test cards out of it.
Exactly.
Like
So there's a test pattern generator on it. So I guess if the camera's showing this now, if I hold down the mode button, I basically flick into a test pattern generator mode, of which you have about 12 patterns and 4 different choices of video output. You also have an audio test tone on this as well, so you can check that. So literally, as you press through it, you cycle, you can see the LEDs changing, and this will, you have a card with the unit that basically tells you essentially what the various patterns are, etc. So that's just flick through, and then again hold for a couple of seconds, and you'll pop back out of that test pattern mode back to the standard converter mode. Brilliant. So in conversion, we basically do a few things other than convert the video through. We obviously take audio through with it as well. We take time code through with it as well. And we can take record triggers as well with that. So whatever you're converting through, whatever's coming in your signal, we can just pass all of that straight through. We also do 2-2 pull down and 3-2 pull down in that as well. So once you have a locked signal here, you can see we've got no connection. So you have red for no established signal. That will go green if you've got a locked signal. And then essentially I can use the mode button to turn on my 2-2 or 3-2 pull down as required. And then again, monitoring lights to confirm that all is well.
It's a very impressive piece of kit, especially when you consider the size of it.
Exactly,
as well.
size and weight, extremely light, stick it in your pocket, any eventuality, you've got it on there. The other thing, just in case you're in a dark area, we also include an LED. So you post both buttons, you have an LED. So
which
if
is
you're around
great
the back
when you're
of
down the back,
something,
you want to
just
plug
need
it
to
in.
quickly pop something in, change a battery, you can kind of see what you're doing.
You've got a torch as well. And because it's, you know, as you say, it's an MPF size fitting on there, you know, if you've got something that takes MPF, like a monitor or something like that, that takes this, you could plug that on, and that will give you some, it'll actually gives you continuous power. Ho, ho, ho. I've just heard a ho, ho, ho. Well, it's interesting. We'll talk more in a minute. I'm going to give you this a Christmas hat of choice.
There we go.
Your time has come.
Yes.
And you, sir, are going to help us choose a winner, first of all, of the Dado Light Classic.
Dado Light Classic.
Now, if you haven't heard of Dado Light, then where have you been? Well, there we are. We've been donated one, here we go, by Civilite. I will pull it up on screen as well so you can see what we're talking about. And you will see it very shortly when I pull up the right one. There we go. If you haven't heard of Dado Light, then something going wrong there. Dado Light are one of the best manufacturers of lights. They are beautifully well made. You have full control over them. Lovely tungsten lights. We use them all the time in shoots that we do. Just so flexible, and I would say probably one of the best, if not the best, at what they do. And we have one here as well as a stand, all for you. It's in here. There it is. There's the controller. And there is the stand. So let's put this down here. Let's get our trusty case. Funnily enough, this has got some weight to it. I think this was a popular one. Yes, it was a popular one. That's empty, isn't it? That's empty, that is. Right. I'll just do this to make sure that they're not
I'll look the other way.
stuck together. That's it. It's all right, sir. I'm going to snap your hand in here.
Exactly.
In you go then.
Let's have a good rummage around. What have you got?
Richard likes the rummage.
It's not that kind of show, is it?
Okay. Okay, I think I'm going to pronounce this right. This is Paul van Wingerden. Here we go. I'm holding it still, just to prove it. That's close enough. There we go. Paul van Wingerden, you have just won yourself a dado light. And again, jealousy ensues from me. For I could have well done with winning that one. Shame I couldn't enter myself. Let's have a look. Dado light. I think I spelled that right. Polcam was watching me then. I certainly didn't. Let me pass that to Simon. We will be in contact to send that over to you. So congratulations. So before we do another one, while I've got you here,
Yes.
and you've got something else in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
I see. Now, I'm a bit of a Thunderbolt fanatic.
Okay.
I have Thunderbolt stuff, and I have a MacBook Pro with Thunderbolt on and things like that. And, of course, it's coming to PC as well now. Yay,
Indeed.
about
yes.
time.
Apple's exclusivity ends.
Yeah, so I believe Workstation Specialists can possibly supply you with
Indeed.
laptops and
They will indeed.
desktops with Thunderbolt on. Now, you have something that, to me, looks
Yes.
very interesting, certainly to us laptop and possible iMac users,
Indeed.
MacBook users.
So what I have here is a brand new product.
Yep.
It's shipping literally as of this week. UK stock now available, therefore.
Yep.
It's a product called the M-Link, and it's by a company called M-Logic.
Right.
M-Logic is a new company,
Yep.
Californian-based. However, one of the co-founders and the CEO will be well known to a lot of people in the industry, as he's a guy called Roger Mabon, who was the
Right.
original founder of G Technology.
Right.
Way back when in sort of 2004. So
Yep.
obviously lots of people may use G Technology
Yep,
hard drives,
absolutely.
content creation drives,
Yep.
great for all levels. When essentially that company was sold off to Hitachi sort of back in 2008, he carried on as a consultant, left.
Yep.
Obviously looked at ventures new, and Thunderbolt obviously then was something that was in development, and that was a sort of key area that he saw as being of interest.
Yep.
So cue the M-Link, which is their first product. Essentially, this is a Thunderbolt to PCIe adapter.
Yep.
So this doesn't have a PCIe card in it, but you can see there's a slot here. You have an external power supply for it. We have 2 Thunderbolt ports. So again, if you've got other Thunderbolt devices like a Pegasus storage
Sure.
device or
Yep.
something like that, drive that you want to work off for high-speed data performance in playback and capturing or what
Yep.
have you. You can link through. Likewise, if you've got an external display, you can link through as a display port. It will pass all of that through. So really, this is designed for users that may have legacy systems that
Sure.
might be desktops.
Yep.
Obviously, you now want to go mobile, obviously with what the guys at Workstation Specialists
Yep.
and Apple now do with high-end laptops. You can go mobile, but obviously various manufacturers are starting to come out with new video I/O
Yep.
boxes or what have you that have Thunderbolt technology built in.
Yep.
Obviously, you don't necessarily want to have to go out and buy something, that whole new product
Yep.
again, or the card you have or the device you may
Yep.
want may not be available. So this essentially enables you to take your existing tech, stick it in a little box, and go portable, or plug it into a new iMac rather than having to buy a really expensive new Mac Pro, something
Yeah,
like that.
I mean, for somebody who's got, let's say, a Mac Pro, and let's just say they haven't been upgraded for a while.
Yeah.
So they're thinking, oh, I'm holding out for a new Mac
Yeah.
Pro because I need to be able to put my cards in, but I love the look of these new
Yeah.
iMacs. And they've spent their money on an Asia card or something like that, a Blackmagic card that they don't
Exactly.
particularly want to have to ditch and look for another solution. They could get one of
Yeah.
these,
Exactly.
plug that in.
So it's as simple as literally the unit just comes apart by taking this rather long screw out of this side.
Yep.
And then eventually when that does pop out, you have a little latch on the top, and then you just pull out the main section.
Right.
So obviously the sides unclip on here, and then you just slide your card in, clip it back on, slide it in, and away you go. Screw that back in, job done. So very, very, very straightforward way of keeping all your legacy kit and sticking it in here rather than having to buy a new I/O. Likewise, as I say, if you can't find a device you want as a Thunderbolt product already, you can buy an existing card, stick it in here. The only thing users have to be aware of is they're basically for cards to work in here, there's nothing proprietary about the tech. It's all about the manufacturer's drivers. Essentially, the driver has to go, I'm Thunderbolt aware, and therefore when the computer's looking to talk to me, I may not be in a PCIe bus, I'll be down the Thunderbolt port in the PCIe bus. So most manufacturers are starting to realise this and release drivers. People like Atto Technology from connectivity, OWC from SSD card technology, Blackmagic, again, for example, all of their cards are. People like Avid are working on it at the moment, so very shortly Avid for their sort of Pro Tools audio cards, things like that, they will also become Thunderbolt aware.
Brilliant. I've got a ho 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 in my voice. Before we move on to the next draw, you said this is now shipping.
It's now shipping.
Brilliant.
It's £259 plus tax. So it's just over £300 including VAT. At the moment, as a promo before Christmas, there is a slight discount available through resellers. And also there's a free Thunderbolt cable before the end of the year as well for any units ordered.
Now, I know that you guys do stack loads of Thunderbolt stuff. And if they want to find out some information about this and, of course, the other stuff, the website they can go to
is globaldistribution.com.
Excellent.
Nice and
brilliant, Richard. Thank you very much. You've still got the hat on, which is perfect.
Exactly.
It's like you knew this was going to happen. It just so happens that we are going to give away one of... I'm going to nick your box for a second.
It's all right.
One of these. So you've obviously, hopefully, entered the competition for the Atomos Connect. This is this is a massive bag of entries for that one. Just to remind you, is that we will be, you can choose between what's known as the H2S, which is the HDMI to SDI converter, or the SDI to HDMI, the S2H.
S2H or H2S?
H2S or S2H. Don't say that when you've had a drink. So you'll be able to choose which one you want, and we will make sure we get the right one to you. So let's draw one of these. I don't need to describe it because Richard's done a much better job than I possibly could have. This is certainly one of the most popular by the looks of it. A good mix. Make sure they're all separated up. Okay. Seems only fair that Richard chooses one from here. You ready?
I'm ready.
They're looking now.
There we go.
We have a winner. We have Jonathan Greenwood. Here we go. From Greenwood Enterprises. Jonathan Greenwood. Good name. I like the way name Jonathan. Funnily enough, being a Jonathan myself. Jonathan Greenwood, you have won yourself an Atomos Connect. An amazing piece of kit. There we go. So we will contact you and you can choose the one you want. Let me pass that to Simon. Pass this to Simon, who's going to give me... Are we going to go for it? Let's go for it. Well, we've got Richard here. This is nearly the last one. On camera one, I'll sit down. So you saw the laptop that we were looking at with Mike Leach, and one of the things it's particularly good at is color grading. And of course, you need a piece of color grading software to do it. And just so happens that Blackmagic have donated a copy of their latest DaVinci Resolve 9. Now, this is not the free version that you can download. This is the full Monty, full-priced, singing or dancing version of the software. If you haven't seen Blackmagic Resolve, I highly recommend that you, if you don't know anything about it, go and Google it, because there's some amazing stuff, certainly on YouTube and things like that, of people who are showing you what this piece of software can do, and it's an amazing piece of color grading software. Hopefully, at some point, we will get them down to talk to us more about this piece of software. In the meantime, a load of you have entered the competition, so you obviously know how good it is. So let's draw a winner, and we will ask Richard, who is wearing the hat of Christmas choice, to choose the winner. Here we go. Let's have a quick look, make sure we've got, yep, that's done. It's a bit like the judge above, just making sure I'm doing everything right, see. Right, here we go. That's one.
Right.
Ready?
Yep, ready.
Go. And the winner is Sam Pratt. Well done. Let me highlight that for you. There you go. Sam, you have just won yourself a copy of DaVinci Resolve. Brilliant. We will be in contact. It's right here. Let me Resolve. If you haven't won a copy of DaVinci Resolve, I would recommend that you go and download the free version just to see how good it is, because it is very impressive. So that you can get on the blackmagic.com, or was it blackmagicdesign.com website, I believe now. But go there and have a look. The free version is very well spec'd and worth having a look. But good old Sam has just won himself the full Monty, so well done. Richard, again, thank you very much for coming on.
You're welcome.
Thank you for wearing the Christmas hat of
Hat
choice. For all of 3 draws. So I will take that off you, and
No
you, my
worries.
friend, are free to go. Thank you very
Many
much
thanks.
for showing this.
You're welcome.
All very interesting. I particularly like the Thunderbolt extension as well. That's an impressive piece of kit.
Great.
So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, we are coming. What is the time? Oh, we are just about running over. What a surprise. I thought we would do. I'm going to put the hat on for the last one. We've come to the end of a unusual show in that we've been giving all this stuff away, and it's come down to this. 5 of you lucky people who have entered the draw are now going to win a TV Bay goodie bag. You know what we're missing? We're missing a whoa sound effect. Here it comes. So the TV Bay goodie bag contains a Gorilla Pod, a Pretty Boy camera bag. I don't know where the Pretty Boy bit comes from, but
It's Christmas time.
it is, you're right. It's Christmas time. I'm sorry, somebody's getting mad. A pen, of course. You get some VIP passes to BVE 2013, definitely worth getting. 20% off a Marshall monitor, a Polcam tripod plate key opener thing. I haven't got one here somewhere, I can't show you, but is there one in here? There's one at the bottom. I'm going to take it out and show you, because look. There you go. Pretty Boy bag. Gorilla Pod. This is a work of genius. It's a keyring. Well, no, it's a keyring. That's it. Hold it there. Keyring. It's a bottle opener. But more importantly, you know when you're looking for that 2p piece to open get your tripod plates off, it does your tripod plates as well. All in one. A sheer work of genius. You will get one of those as well. And topping it, well, almost. Yes, I'm getting whispered in my ear, and it opens beer. Yes, we opens beer. The all-important TV Bay wall planner. Why do I want a TV Bay wall planner? Well, one reason why you might want a TV Bay wall planner is on one side of it, it has the dates of all the broadcast shows like BVE and IBC, CabSat, NAB. You want to know where to go, when to book your flights? Get one of these. That's in there. It's a whole stack of goodies, which is why we've called it the goodie bag. I'm going to put this lot back in, and 5 of you are going to win it. If you don't win it and you're going, oh no, I want that wall planner, then get yourself a copy of TV Bay, which will be landing shortly within the next week, I should think, and you will get yourself a copy of the planner as well. If you haven't got a copy of TV Bay coming, then go to tvbay.com and sign up and get yourself one. In the meantime, let's draw some winners. Amazing. Yeah. Right. This is the last one. Oop. Get in there. Okay. Give it a good shake. It's my workout for the day. That's right. I thought I'd gone all to one side. Right, here we go. 5 winners. First winner. Gonna rattle through these is Mike Grover. Mike Grover. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. You've won yourself a goodie bag. Excellent. We'll keep this camera like that. And then we'll go to... Just make sure. Good. Do I have to put a funny face when I close my eyes? I think so. Okay. H.N. Chadwick. H.N. Chadwick. Ooh, somewhere. There you go. You work for the BBC? Well, you've got yourself a goodie bag. We have Johnny McGowan. Bing. There you go. Look at that. Straight on. It was in. Yep. Well done. That's number 3. Number 4. We have Luke Dodson. I did wonder whether or not I would pull out somebody who I knew. There's one. Luke, you have just won, mate, a goodie bag. Thousands of people happen to be somebody I know. Would you believe it? We have... Have I done that yet? Michael Brennan. I think that's Michael. Or was it Michelle? I can never tell. They'll all tell me now. It is Michael. Yay. Michael, well done, mate. You've just won a goodie bag as well. That's it. Oh, let's put that down here. Right, I'm just going to pass these over to... Thank you very much, sir. Those are the ones, unfortunately, that didn't win. Thank you very much for entering. We will be doing more of these, hopefully, over the next months. So keep an eye on everything. Certainly on our feeds on Twitter and on BroadcastShow, of course, .com. We have come to the end of our mad Christmas show.
Bah! Humbug!
Going crazy. Bah, humbug, it's the end of the show. Oh, no. We've had a good time. Hopefully you've learned something. Hopefully you've won something. If not, doesn't really matter. Make sure you watch us in the new year. We're going to have a fantastic new year. We have no idea what's going to happen. If you have suggestions, send them in, and we will surely act on them. Remember, when you do watch, we have a chat room where you can ask questions. Actually, some got through today, which is great. In the meantime, we're running over, so I'm going to wrap it up. I would like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful New Year, and we will see you on the next show sometime in January. Keep an eye out to listen up for when that will be. In the meantime, Merry Christmas. See you next year.